Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I appreciated some of what Colonel Young said earlier about euthanasia of captive animals, but I just wanted to clarify. Commissioners, are you willing to commit right now that we are not going to euthanize captive animals? Did I hear correctly that that is going to be the policy of the agency going forward?
I don't remember saying that.
Because I thought I heard Colonel Young allude to that earlier.
So we're doing a temporary directive on no euthanasia except for exigent circumstances, as case by case if need be, until we can do further assessments on training and stuff. So
what would those circumstances be?
Side of the road issues with animals that get hit or something like that. So we're not talking about all captive. We're talking about all wildlife. So there's cases where officers have to do that. They have no choice for law enforcement purposes, obviously. But in the case of euthanasia, for reference to April 6th, we have put a directive to stop doing any euthanasia on conditions like that until further training can be assessed and gaps can be closed.
Thank you so much, Colonel Young. And we really do look forward to working with you in the future. We do not want to have an adversarial relationship with FWC, but we have a lot of people that are very upset, and all of the issues have not been fixed. So going forward, we need to have some serious conversations. That the line from what happened on April 6th can be traced directly from what happened in February of 2021 with the prohibited species regulations. And those were done without proper due process and stakeholder input. People were led to believe that they would not lose their animals, that if you had these animals, and multiple commissioners, you guys said that nobody's going to lose your pets. And Melissa Tucker said that people are not going to lose their pets. And it was even pointed out that that was misinformation, that anybody believed that they would lose their pets. And earlier it was mentioned that the pythons weren't pets. Well, in the body cam footage that we do have, the officer said, "We're killing this guy's pets." And with all due respect, I don't think any of you get to determine what is our pet. These are animals.
You know, listen, this whole notion that there's some massacre happened, okay? You guys are taking it a little too far.
No, I don't think so at all.
Hold on,
what would you call somebody
hold on.
coming in and killing a bunch of animals without reason?
It was, first of all, first and foremost, I guarantee you that this agency doesn't euthanize. When's the last time we euthanized something? Give me, this is like, I don't want this notion that this is happening every day in Florida. It's not, okay? It's an isolated incident. It's an isolated incident, and you're pounding this to make it look like we do this. It's like our daily routine. It's not our daily routine, okay? So let's get off that notion, please.
Were there iguanas euthanized the week before that happened?
I have no clue. Okay.
The answer, as far as we can tell, is yes. So, and there was a report published in the FWC Weekly Law Enforcement Report about iguanas being confiscated. So, we're very concerned about our animals, and it has been proven that sometimes you guys do kill animals. And the fact that this happened in the way that it did, it confirmed a lot of people's
Daniel,
fears.
let me ask you something. Didn't you hear the testimony earlier from the colonel that the I don't know if he was the actual owner, but the person in possession of these snakes asked us to euthanize them? Did you hear that earlier or not? Okay, so hold on. So you're making it sound like we walked in, kicked the door down, went and killed all these snakes. That's not what happened. That's not what happened, okay? All right, so listen, why don't you wrap up your thoughts? And I don't need all the cat calling in the audience. If that's the case, we're just gonna call the meeting off, okay? We're having a good discussion here. Let's get beyond this. Put out what you wanna put out. You asked for a report yesterday. I told you it was already on the agenda for today. We gave it. Let's move on.
Yes, I should point out that the material that my organization has put out has not differed largely from what FWC said happened. We have very serious concerns with what we all know and agree happened on that day. But as far as what happened to Chris Coffey, you guys destroyed his life over the course of 14 months. He was a successful breeder. He wanted to be grandfathered in. He considered these his pets. He was charged. The case was dismissed weeks before this happened, but you constructively seized his animals, and then you brought up earlier about the animals being fed. Did you offer to feed the animals? Those were your animals at that point. Did you pay for their care or upkeep? He was left with these animals with nothing to do with them, except you have to keep them. And if you don't, we're going to arrest you. So he's been operating under that assumption that he was going to be arrested. And
Okay,
he
your
didn't
time's
just
up.
call in FWC to kill his
Your
animals.
time's up.
That's not how that
Your time's up, Daniel. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.